Imagine two children born on the same day. One is born in Germany. The other is born in Haiti. They both cry the same way. They both learn to walk. They both go to school. But 30 years later, one earns $60,000 a year. The other struggles to earn $2,000. Same human potential. So what changed? Why do some countries stay rich, while others never seem to catch up? Is it intelligence? Is it resources? Or is the global system designed in a way that makes it very difficult for some countries to rise? Today we will break down the hidden reasons behind global inequality. And the answer might surprise you. Number 1. The starting line was never the same for everyone. Many people believe countries are rich because they worked harder, but history tells a different story. Between the 1500s and the early 1900s, European powers colonized huge parts of the world. Countries like Britain, Spain, France, and Portugal controlled large regions of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Colonies were not developed. They were extracted. Resources such as cotton, gold, rubber, and spices were taken cheaply and sent to Europe. Local industries were often destroyed, so colonies would depend on European goods. This meant that when many countries became independent in the 20th century, they were already starting far behind. Imagine running a race where one runner started 200 meters ahead. That head start still affects the race today. Number 2. The Industrial Revolution pushed some nations far ahead while others were left behind. In the late 1700s, something happened that completely changed the world. Machines entered production. Factories began producing goods faster than ever before. This period is known as the Industrial Revolution, which began in the United Kingdom. Countries that industrialized early gained huge advantages. They developed factories, advanced technology, strong financial systems, global trade networks. Meanwhile, many countries in Africa and Asia were still under colonial control and could not build their own industries. So while some countries were building railways and factories, others were exporting raw materials, and that gap kept growing. Number 3. In global trade, the rules often favor the richest nations. Even today, global trade is not always equal. Rich countries often sell high-value products like airplanes, pharmaceuticals, advanced technology, financial services. Poorer countries often export raw materials like coffee, minerals, agricultural products. The problem? Raw materials usually earn much less profit. For example, many coffee farmers in countries like Ethiopia, Colombia, and Vietnam grow and export raw coffee beans. But the farmers who actually grow the coffee may earn only a few cents for each cup of coffee that is eventually sold. After the beans leave these countries, they are roasted, packaged, branded, and sold by global companies in richer countries such as the United States or Germany. Companies like Starbucks then sell that same coffee for $3 to $5 per cup. So the country that grows the coffee earns the smallest share, while the countries that process, brand, and sell it earn most of the profit. This is one reason why some countries remain stuck exporting low-value raw materials, while richer countries dominate the high-profit parts of the global economy. Number 4. The debt trap problem. Another challenge is national debt. Many developing countries borrow money to build infrastructure or stabilize their economies. But sometimes these loans become very difficult to repay. For example, in 2022, the country of Sri Lanka faced a major economic crisis. The government had borrowed billions of dollars. When tourism collapsed and foreign currency ran out, the country struggled to pay its debts. Fuel shortages, inflation, and protests followed. This shows how fragile economies can become when debt becomes too large. Meanwhile, rich countries can borrow money at very low interest rates. Poor countries usually cannot. Number 5. Technology creates another gap. Today, the biggest advantage is no longer land or natural resources. It is technology. Countries that lead in technology dominate the global economy. For example, advanced semiconductors power everything from smartphones to artificial intelligence. Companies like NVIDIA and TSMC produce some of the most advanced chips in the world. These technologies are extremely difficult and expensive to develop. Countries without them must depend on imports, and dependence limits economic power. To make this clear, let's look at a real-life example everyone can understand. Imagine two students starting a business. Student A's parents give them a laptop, startup money, a business connections, a good education. Student B starts with nothing. No computer, no money, no connections. Both students may be hardworking, but their starting positions are very different. Countries work the same way. Some started the modern economic race with massive advantages. Others are still trying to catch up. Number 6. But the race is not over. Catching up is still possible. History shows that some countries have successfully caught up. For example, in the 1960s, South Korea was poorer than many developing countries. Today, it is one of the world's leading technology economies. Companies like Samsung and Hyundai are global giants. How'd they do it? They invested heavily in education, industrial policy, technology, exports. This shows that development is difficult, but not impossible. The real question today is not just why some countries are rich. The bigger question is, which countries will rise next? Many experts believe countries like India, Vietnam, Indonesia could become major economic powers in the coming decades. But their success will depend on how well they build education systems, manufacturing industries, technological innovation. The race for the future is still ongoing. But the bigger lesson here is something most people overlook. Global wealth differences did not happen overnight. They were shaped by history, industrialization, trade systems, technology, political decisions. Understanding these forces helps us see the world more clearly. Because economic power is not just about money. It is about opportunity. And opportunity is not distributed equally. So the next time you look at the world map, remember something important. Countries are not just different places. They are different starting points in the same race. And the race is still far from over. If you found this video interesting, make sure to like the video, share it with someone who loves geopolitics, and subscribe to the channel. And comment below, which country do you think will become the next global economic power? I would love to read your thoughts.